Okay, let's take a look at this shot. Now, let's start by balancing the shot out first. I'm going to start from gamma. Now, I'm going to raise the overall gamma controls rather than the white channel because I just want to retain some of the saturation. Getting left down. Looks a bit dark. I have to get the gain up a bit. Okay, let's add a new node and increase saturation. I'm going to come down here to saturation and just increase the saturation. Great. Now, let me even increase saturation further. Color nodes, add a serial node and increase the saturation. Okay, now I'm noticing that this part is a bit reddish. So I'm going to come to midtones. These are the highlights and midtones here. I'm going to come to midtones and just pull midtones away from red. Yeah, much better. And the shadows, I'm gonna try to push some red into the shadows now. Okay, balancing gamma again. Pushing more red into the shadows. Okay, good. I don't like the blue in the background here, so I'm going to add a new node. And I'm going to come to qualifier, select highlights mode, make sure that it's on, and just try to qualify the background. Yeah. And I'm going to blur my selection as usual. And I'm going to try to remove some of the extra stuff that were selected here. Go back into selecting the original parts. Okay, we can remove this later. Okay, now let's turn off highlights mode, and now I can just desaturate this part of the image, and I just got rid of the blue cast in the background. One thing you'll notice is that if I come back to highlights mode, that some stuff were selected here. So in order to remove this stuff, I'm going to actually add a window. Place the window over the stuff that I want to remove and invert the window. So now the window is actually removing the stuff that I don't want. Okay. And of course we can track the window. Now let's turn off highlights mode. Let's track this window first. Going to come to tracking here and track forward. Okay, we have this window here to remove some of the extra selected colors, and we just removed the cast in the background. Now what I want to do now is to actually try to get the pink colors here to pop out more. So I'm going to add a new node and try to qualify the pink. I'm just came here, just chose highlights, make sure that a highlights mode is turned on, and qualifier, and I'm just going to pick this color here. I'm going to use the controls down here to control my key. Because it's going to be a lot easier. So now this is the color that is being selected now. I'm going to use the width control to actually select more of the same color. See how that affects the image. Yep, we're adding more of the pink. Okay, it's leaking to other colors now, so let's just reduce the width. Okay. Okay, and we have some stuff that are not selected here. You can see the hole here in the selection. So I'm going to come to saturation and try to play with the low controls. Okay, less. And playing with the high controls. Okay, good. We just reselected that. And this looks good actually. For the rest of the colors here, I'm going to come to Windows and just create a window around my selection to exclude the stuff that I don't want. Feather it a bit. And track it. And as usual, coming back to the main point where we started the tracking here, and just tracking backward. Okay, now the tracking is done. Let's come back here and turn off the highlights mode so you can see the rest of the image. And oh, we didn't select this one, so I'm just going to come back to my window. I can't see the window now, even though that I'm selecting the right node, because I have to come here and go to power window to see the window. And I'm going to extend my selection here for this. Okay, now I have this node that is selecting only the pink color. Let's increase the saturation of this node. The pink, not too much. Let's change the color a bit and make it a little bit more reddish. Okay, nodes. Add a serial node, and let's take a look at the image now. Okay, this looks really weird. There's a red color here. Going to come back to this node. I'll hide the window so I can see it in a normal way. Just reset the saturation, get the saturation down. This looks more natural. Okay, play the image one more time. And now let's stop. Let's take a look at before and after.